and I'm very happy to be with you this afternoon. How you doing out there? I hope that you have had a great week. I hope that if you had a trying week, like I did, that I can give you a little boost. Right? You need a little boost of happiness, a little boost of inspiration to take you into the weekend, guys. It's all going to be okay. We just got to keep telling each other that. It's all going to be just fine. Whatever you're going through out there, same. I feel ya. Let's make some beautiful jewelry and forget about all of the rest of the week, because I've got a great show for you guys. I do. I have an amazing show full of rapid fire jewelry. I cannot wait. I've been waiting to do this show for so long, and I am really looking forward to showing you guys some really cool, what I'm calling lazy girl jewelry, because who doesn't need instant gratification jewelry in their life? I do, for sure. So that's the name of the game today. But before we get into that, first I want to say hello to some of you. Hello, Dorothy. Hi, Gina. Hi, Tanya. That's Barb girl. How are ya? Carol Ann is here. It's so good to see so many familiar faces. I'm so happy that you're here. And of course, Michelle and Eric are here in the comments section as well, handling all the business and doing all the things, right? All right, guys. So let's handle all of our housekeeping, and then we're going to get right into this, because I have not one project, but several projects to show you today that I think that are going to inspire you. I think we're going to have some fun with this one. At least that's my hope. That's the hope for sure. All right. Martha says she's woohoo. That's what she says. She says, woohoo, I caught alive. I'm so glad you caught alive. Woohoo indeed. I hope I did that woohoo justice for you. All right, so let's handle all of the housekeeping, shall we, guys? You will notice on the side of your screen there's a shopping bag. You can click on that shopping bag at any point during today's show. It's going to bring up all of the information about all of the items that are in the show, and you can also add those to your shopping cart and check out, all while still watching the show, right from that little button. It's really nice because it means you don't have to navigate away. You can close out your cart, do all of the things, and then you can click on me. It will make me big again. I get small, by the way. It's a nice little party trick. I get small while you're handling your cart business, but then if you'll click on me, I will become full screen again, and we can continue with all of the fun jewelry making that we've got going on. However, should you have to navigate away, that's okay, because you can always come back and watch this as a video on demand, and that means that you can fast forward straight to the steps, straight to the project, straight to the technique, whatever it is that you need. So you can rewatch this as many times as you want, and that's great if you do have to navigate away. However, it's also really helpful for when you have ordered your items and they've not shown up yet. When they come to your door in a couple of days, you might need to be re-inspired. So you definitely want to take advantage of that video on demand feature. It is wonderful. It's also a great place to check out other videos from the other amazing designers that are part of the artbeads.com design team. There is a whole library of inspiration waiting for you over on the website. And while you are at that website, please be sure that you are signing up for the newsletter. That's the #1 way to stay in the know of all things art beads. You keep yourself up to date with all the sales, all the specials, all the lives, all of the wonderful things that are going on at Art Beads. You don't want to miss a single bit of it. So be sure you sign up for that. Okay, let's see. What else? What else? It's been a long day. If you don't mind, some of you are already doing this and I love it. If you don't mind to hit those heart buttons anytime you see something in the show that you love, whether it is a project, a product, a technique, or you are just having a good time, hitting those heart buttons is a great way to let me know that I'm giving you what you want as far as this show and other shows are concerned. And if you would like to further show your love, we would love it if you would share this via social media. So if you are part of a Facebook group that allows you to share these kinds of videos, or if you just want to share this on your own social media, it's a great way to grow this community, which is an amazing community, might I add. And virtual word of mouth is the best way to do that. Speaking of this community, if you're not part of the Facebook group, that's another really great place to hang out with this community. So if you're not part of that yet, you definitely want to go over to Serious Art Beaders on Facebook, be a part of the group. You can continue the chat conversation from here over to there, and you can just hang out with each other any old time you want to. Doesn't just have to be for the lives. You can share inspiration and creativity and troubleshoot jewelry making problems with each other. It's a really cool place to hang out. I'm always inspired when I check out what's going on over on the group. So you definitely want to be a part of that as well. All right, so let's get into it, because as I mentioned, this is all about lazy girl jewelry. Now let me explain that to you. When I titled this show Lazy Girl Jewelry, I was almost afraid that like somebody was going to be like, you know what, you probably shouldn't call it that. And then I thought, but you know, it's cute and it's fun, and it really is kind of how I feel sometimes, right? I like lazy girl jewelry. Sometimes I'm feeling a little lazy, but I still want to make something sparkly and fun. And let me tell you, there's actually a reason behind all of this lazy girl jewelry business, and that is because it is never too early to be thinking about the holidays. Those are coming up fast and furious. Like, they are right around the corner. Whether you want to hide behind your fall themed blanket or not, the holidays are going to be here in a minute, I promise you. And a lot of times when we get into the holidays, we get into the rush and we get into things, and we might need a last minute gift. Now, would this show be great for that time of year when we're in the middle of that and we need, of course, come back and watch this as a video on demand. But in the meantime, let me help you get ahead of the game, right? Let me help you get ahead of your gift giving. Let me help you get ahead of the booth that you're going to be taking to the craft show. Let me help you get your website set up and ready to go for the holiday season. A lot of these pieces are really fast, but they're also beautiful. And a lot of them are quite affordable if you kind of break it down and you look at it, but then the value that they bring when they're all put together is really, really nice. So I've got probably 10 or more things to show you. Just some quick and easy rapid fire projects that we're going to put together that I think are beautiful. They'll make great gifts. They'll make great hostess gifts. They'll make great filler for your website and for your booth, and they're not going to cost you a fortune. And if you need something at the last minute, this is going to be your go-to video. You're going to be like, you know what? I remember that video Sarah did back in August. I'm going to go check that out and be re-inspired. All right, so I'm going to turn you around and we're going to get right into this because I got a lot to show you. Okay, so let's see. Where shall we start? I think we will start with two items that I think could possibly be what I would consider unisex. And I wanted to include these in the show because, you guys, a lot of times men's jewelry is hard. And people ask me about it all the time. So I've got some options that could work for men's jewelry. And actually, before I get into that, I'm going to bring out this piece of leather here, and we're going to look at this piece of leather while we are talking about a couple of bead mixes that are actually in the show as well. I don't physically have these in my hand. I do not have these two gorgeous designer blends, but the Dangerous Mermaids, Becky showed it yesterday, the Dangerous Mermaids blend and the French Quarter Nights are both part of my show today. If you want to check those out, I thought it would be a good idea to include those because even though this is not necessarily a bead heavy show, those beads you could very easily add to something that you see in the show today, right? That French Quarter Nights mix, you could wire wrap that onto this leather that I'm about to make a really quick bracelet out of. The Dangerous Mermaids, same thing. You could pick out some of the gorgeous beads that are part of it. There are some shell beads. There's some purple. There's like some frosty colored beads that have AB finish to them. You could very easily incorporate those into a lot of the things that you're going to see in today's show. So I want to be sure that you definitely have some bead choices as well, though I don't have those to show you physically. They are in the show if you want to click on them and check out the big picture of them and add those to your cart while you are shopping on all of this other stuff. Don't miss out on those because they are in limited supply. There's only a handful of those left, and I definitely wanted to be sure that they got included in today's show. So keep those in mind, right, as we're going through these projects, and be thinking about those beads and how you could incorporate those into some of these quick and easy rapid fire designs. Okay, so let's get into it, right? I was talking about unisex jewelry. This is definitely one of those that could be for a guy or for a gal, makes no difference. This is some really awesome black oval leather. You buy this by the inch on the website. And guys, this stuff is so awesome. I have a really hard time, I don't know about you, but I have a really hard time buying leather, other cords, and chain online because even though it's marked with the sizes, it never fails that it'll show up and I'll be very, very confused. And I'll be like, wait, that wasn't the size that I thought it was. So when I have the opportunity to show things like this to you, to physically show it to you and give you like my hand to see the measurements and like to get an idea of how big something is, I really like that because it helps you as a shopper. If you're anything like me, I need all the help I can get. So this leather is fantastic. This is nice, thick, oval leather. And I was going to make a really quick piece of jewelry. I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have the end cap for this clasp rather to go with this. It fits. It's also in the show. And then I have a slider charm here. Now, of course, I picked a Q. Everybody knows why I picked a Q. But there's an entire alphabet waiting for you on the Art Beads website if you don't need a Q in your life. Everybody could use a Q in their life, but so quick and easy, right? First thing you want to do, obviously, is you want to measure this out to see how much of this leather you're going to need for a bracelet or for a necklace. Now, if I was making this for myself, I need this to be really, really short. But if I'm making it for somebody else, I don't need it to be short. I probably need about 7.5 to 8 inches of this. And then you would just cut through this. I don't know if I've got scissors here on hand that are actually going to cut through this very well, but we're going to hold our breath and see what happens. You're going to need like some major cutters, and my like little kindergartner cutters are definitely not going to do it. I'll be honest with you, I hadn't really intended to cut through this leather. I was just going to glue the ends on, but it doesn't really make it a finished project if we don't actually cut through this. So you're going to need some scissors that are better than my scissors, okay? That's all I'm saying. This stuff is really sturdy and it's really, really good quality leather, and my scissors are just not going to cut it. But that's okay. So you are going to take your charm, whether it is the letter Q or any of the other amazing slider charms. There's also some really cool slider beads on the website that will fit on this as well. But you're just going to slide that on there. Okay. Just like that's how easy it is. Then you're going to take the clasp and you're just going to glue this to the ends. And guys, this is a magnet. Easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. You're just going to take your glue that on. We're going to pretend like I have cut this to the correct size and that this is not an ogre sized bracelet here, but you are going to glue both ends. I kind of mangled this other end. There we go. You're going to glue those in just like that and let that sit. Yes, this is the world's biggest bracelet ever, but you're done. Like, what else do you need? My attempt at cutting this here. It's that easy. That's the kind of jewelry we're putting together today. Whoa. I think my brain just went somewhere else. That's the kind of jewelry we are putting together today. Instant gratification, but still trendy and cool. Super easy steps. Now you're probably asking, okay, well, that's all well and good, but what kind of glue are you going to use? Because it doesn't do me any good to order the leather and to order the charm and to get the clasp if I don't know how to connect this. So I do have some glue options for you in today's show. Now, one of my personal favorites is the E6000. I don't love the smell of this glue. I will be 100% honest with you. Out of all of the glues, this is by far the stinkiest of the glues. However, it's really, really easy to use, and you can get this in a couple of different configurations on the website. I like the little tiny tubes. You can get one that's like several of the small tubes, or you can get the bigger tube. I really like it because it's just one step. However, I also included in the show today some 2-part epoxy. for those of you who like the strongest hold possible. Now, I don't have any of the 2-part epoxy on hand. I don't have it. I don't have it here in my office, and it does take a little bit more steps. So I thought the E6000 was kind of sticking with the rapid fire part of this. However, if you want a stronger bond than the E6000, the 2-part epoxy is going to be great. Both of these are going to work for several of the projects that are in today's show. So either choice, you're going to have a really good bond. I don't necessarily think that one is better than the other just for everyday jewelry. Now, if you are making something that you are going to wear every single day of your life and you are going to, like, I don't know, swing from the chandelier by your bracelet, you might want to use the 2-part epoxy. But just for everyday normal people use, the E6000 is going to be great. So either one of those is a good choice. Now, as far as the E6000 is concerned, I like to put mine onto a piece of paper because this stuff is goopy and gross, and it's a good glue. But if you leave it unattended, it will make a puddle on your work surface. So a lot of times I'll just put a little bit out, just like that, and then I'll use a scrap piece of wire, or, you know, if I've got like a head pin or an eye pin or something like that that I'm not going to use, and I will apply it that way. You can also use like a, you know, a toothpick or something like that. But for projects like this, it's probably easier to, with this leather being nice and thick as it is, to just kind of dab that onto the end of the leather. I try not to use my fingers too much. It's not like school glue. It doesn't make a fun... But it doesn't take a whole lot of glue, surprisingly. And then you're just going to stick that in there, and then you're going to let that sit overnight, right? And then it's good to go. Like, that's literally it. There's not much more to it. You don't have to wire wrap anything. You don't have to do anything crazy to it. A charm, some leather, some glue, and a clasp. And you've got, some of you were saying, a really cool choker. I think that's a great idea. Or a really cool bracelet. And these bracelets, I gotta tell you, this was approved by my son. This was approved by the man in my life as well. These are easy to put together, and they make really great gifts. So you can buy the leather by the foot. Get a couple of feet of the leather. I'm sorry, it's by the inch. Get several inches of the leather and grab a couple of these charms, and you've taken care of all the guys. Done. Boom. Right? I like that. All right, so that was number 1. Let's keep up with how many projects we're doing, shall we? This was project number 1. Quick and easy. Let's move on to the next quick and easy, shall we? All right, now this one is a little bit different. This one I don't have any end caps for. There are some end caps in the show that will fit on this, but I physically don't have them on hand just because when I was preparing this show, I didn't think it all the way through. But, right, look at this. I love this stuff. This is the coolest. This is rubber cord. I don't know what it is about it, but I just think that it is so fun. It definitely gives me like the 90s vibes. Somebody was talking about the 90s here a second ago, talking about Delia's catalog. Like, that's what this reminds me of, for sure. So this rubber tubing you can use just like you would any other kind of cord. This is a 4mm, so it needs a little 4mm end cap. There is a little... There's a little kit of end caps and findings that is included in the show. The little caps in that will fit over this. If you are curious, I should have grabbed some so that I could have shown this to you. But you guys, this stuff is so cool. It's bendy, it's flexible, it is soft and smooth, almost like velvet, and you can do so many cool things with it. But in the quick and easy lazy girl jewelry category, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretend like we glued one of those end caps that you're seeing in the top left corner of your screen. We glued that on there with some of that E6000, and check this out. Look at this. This is so fun. I have a sterling silver dragon slider. This is one of my favorite things that I've found on the Arby's website. One of the coolest things ever. So you see how he's got like a little opening? You can use leather for this too, but I thought this was awesome. So you're just gonna slide this through here. cut as much as you need, right? Put your end cap on one end, slide your dragon on, cut the other end, and put your end cap on, and boom, done. That is a crazy cool bracelet or necklace for anybody. I love it. Who would not want that as a gift? Any of the men in my life would want that as a gift. My daughter would love this as a gift. This might actually end up in her stocking this year. I'm not going to lie. I think this is so fun. So fun and easy to do. All you had to do was put the end caps on, just like with the leather bracelet that we just did. Put the end cap on with some glue, slide on the charm, end cap with some glue, add your findings, and you're done. It's so neat, right? Wanda, behave yourself. But I thought this was really cool. A really good choice for men's jewelry. It can be for women too, but you know, sometimes the guys in our life, they like to have something a little bit different. This is most definitely a little bit different. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this is like, you know, it's just a $2 little dragon, but you have to think about this in terms of gifting, right? So whereas some of you like to spend your money on gemstone beads for your friends to make jewelry with, think the same thing when it comes to your charms as well. Now, I've got a lot of different price points in today's show. I just don't want to turn anybody off, right? Because I don't like it when I do that. So, all right. So that was project number 2. Moving on to the next. Moving on. Nicole says, I love it when Wanda misbehaves. I kind of do too. All right. So let's move on to the next, as I mentioned. All right. One of my very favorite things in jewelry making is rings. And guys, I got a bunch. I have so many rings in today's show. I don't even know where to start. So we're going to start with some sparkle here. Okay. This is absolutely lazy girl jewelry. I mean, it really, really is. But you guys, the results are so nice. So on the Art Beads website, you're going to find that there are a bunch of ring blanks. And I've got 2 to show you here. I've got this one. This one is an antique silver plated pewter leaf pattern. And then this one is a scroll pattern. So I've got 2 of these. Now they're adjustable, meaning that when you put them on, you can squeeze them to make the size that you want, but they're so pretty. I haven't even done anything to them yet, and they're so pretty. The antique silver is really, really lovely. You can see from the side like what these look like as far as like the decorative parts are concerned. Okay, now what's gonna make these extra special is whatever you add to the top of these, right? And my choice, since this is lazy girl jewelry, is to be lazy but fabulous. I'm gonna add some rivolis to mine. So I've got 2 different size choices here. So this one is a little bit bigger, so a 14 millimeter Rivoli is going to fit right in there. Boom, done. The end. We're finished, right? It doesn't get more lazy than that, but oh my gosh. So I have this one is like kind of seafoam green looking. It's mint. Then I've got this one in blue. Boom, done. Yes, I just made a Christmas gift. It took me less than 30 seconds. Now, granted, I haven't put the glue in this. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But I mean, once I do the glue, it's not really going to add even any more time than that. That's gorgeous. You just gave somebody crystals for their birthday or for Christmas or for Hanukkah, right? Oh my gosh, stop. It's so awesome. This one, like I said, a little bit smaller. So the Rivoli that goes in this one is a little bit, these are 14 millimeters. This one's 12. Look how beautiful. And that's all you have to do. If you can squirt out glue, you can make a crystal ring. I know I'm being silly, but like honestly, it takes less than 60 seconds to put together a gift like this that somebody is going to open it up and be wowed. You know what I mean? Or they're going to be scrolling through your website or walking by your booth and they're going to be wowed by this, and you literally did it in less than 60 seconds. Now again, let's talk glue because that's the number one part of this. E6000 is perfect. 2-part epoxy, it's perfect. Either or, okay? Either or. And just to prove it, I'm going to use the E6000 to show you that I'm not afraid to use the E6000. I think some people feel like E6000 is inferior, and I don't find that that is the truth. So I'm just going to take some of that, right? I could have literally just squirted this down into the setting. I don't know why I didn't. Let's do it that way. It doesn't take a lot. It's not going to damage your crystal. You obviously don't want to put so much in there that it squeezes out the sides when you go to set your crystal in this. But you're literally just going to sit that right down inside there, or your 2-part epoxy if you're going to use the epoxy, right? You're just going to set that, and then you're going to walk away from it, and you're going to pick this up tomorrow morning and it's done. Now, you do have to wait on the wait time, obviously, but as far as like you and the actual time you have this in your hands, the actual time it takes for you to create this was less than 60 seconds. And it's absolutely beautiful. So tomorrow morning when I wake up, I can put this on and I can wear it. I know that that crystal is not going to go anywhere. It's nice and secure, right? Let's do this one too. So just a little. The sky just got really dark here, guys. It looks like it's about to storm. It's weird because it was really sunny when we first started. And then I just set that crystal right in there. And I'm going to let that set up overnight. And that's going to be done. Now, if you want to take this a step further and you don't want this to be lazy girl jewelry, right? There are other things you can do. You can put clay epoxies in this. You can set your own, you know, little things in clay. You could use resin and fill it up and put little sparkly things in there. But if you're looking for just like a couple of minutes, this is definitely the way to go. Pick out a beautiful Rivoli, put it in there with some glue or some epoxy and let it dry, and you're done. So nice. All right, let's move on to some more because I have lots of other rings to show you that are just as quick and easy and beautiful as these. So I'm going to sit these over here to the side, and we're going to move on to the next. So I've got a lot of different ring blanks to show you that I think are quite lovely. So this one is actually my favorite. This little combination is one of my favorites. So this is antique silver oval crown ring blank, and this one is different. This one is not for a Rivoli. This one is oval shaped, obviously. It is also clickable as far as the sizing is concerned, which I think is pretty cool. So you can adjust it and it kind of clicks. Now, I don't want to adjust it too much because this might end up being someone's gift, but you can adjust the size that way. And you're going to treat this one pretty much the same way, even though it is open in the center. That's just going to give everything a little bit more room to breathe. Now, you do have to be a little more careful when you're going to apply your glue or your epoxy, because you are going to be putting it on that outer ridge instead of just sticking it down in the middle. But then you're going to pop in a cabochon, and there are a lot of different choices on the website, right? This one that I have pulled out to use for this is a glass opal. This is a check glass opal in tanzanite, and it is so pretty. Look at that. After I put the glue in there, done. Again, it's another less than 60 seconds. Now, again, it does take a little bit more time to add our glue to this one just because I can't just squirt it in the middle, but I most definitely can do it pretty quickly, right? So, same kind of thing. I'm going to get some of that glue, and then I'm just going to kind of smear it on the edge of that bezel. And I don't want to glob it in there because I don't want, once I pop this cabochon in there, I don't want it to come out the edges. But I just want to be sure that I get all of that surface area covered. So like I said, this one takes a little bit more than 60 seconds just because of the amount of time that it takes to make sure that you get that glue all the way around the edging. And then you're just going to set that in there and make sure that it fits. Now, if you want to squeeze the edges of this around, you can. It's not really a setting like that where you adjust the edges. I've got a ring blank that is like that. I'm going to show it to you here in just a couple of seconds. But for this one, I don't want to fold the edges over. I just want to leave it just like it is. Look how pretty. You can't tell me somebody wouldn't love to have that as a gift, right? And it's so easy. All we had to do was just apply a little bit of glue. Instant gratification jewelry. So, so pretty. Let me show you a couple of other options because I've got more than one of the ring blanks, like I mentioned, and more than one cabochon. So this one is a gold color, well, brass, flower and leaves. Look how pretty. See the little flowers and the leaves. Now, again, there's a ton of different cabochons to choose from that you can use, but for this one, I pulled a rainbow foiled faux red opal. That's a lot to say. Faux red opal. And again, same thing, right? You're just going to put your little glue, your adhesive around the edge of that bezel on that flat surface, not along the inside edge, but on that flat surface. And you're just going to pop that in there, whatever it is that you choose to put in there. How pretty is that, right? You're just going to let that glue set and you're good to go. So there's that one. I'll show you another one. Okay, this one is in antique silver and it's little flowers. Glue is all over me and now I have things sticking to my hands. Unknown things are showing up on my fingers. That one's got some really pretty flowers and it's that clickable adjustability. And then for this one I pulled a Chinese turquoise dyed howlite gemstone. This one is so pretty. Oh, I love that. So pretty. This one, this turquoise colored howlite, I think it would look good in the gold too. So you can play around with them. Pick a couple of different ring blanks and a couple of different cabs and play around and decide which combinations you like the best. Make more than one. You've got gifts on hand, right? All right, last one. Now this one is a little bit different as far as the setting is concerned. This one you definitely need to set. So this one is a ring base made from Prestige and it does have the prongs. So you do have to set whatever stone you're going to put in this one. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't add the 2-part epoxy or some E6000 to this. You absolutely can. But I pulled a pink opal cabochon. This one, if you put the glue in there, you're probably going to need to build up your glue because the way that the cabochon sits is right on the edge, right? Just like a regular ring setting. So then you're going to come in either with your setting tool or with your pliers, and you are very, very gently going to push those little prongs over. Just very, very gently. See how I just pressed it and it kind of hugs up against that stone? And it kind of helps. Okay, glue is everywhere and everything is getting stuck to it. It kind of helps to do the opposite prongs. And then come over here to do this one. I do think a little glue for backup is nice, but I think if you can set these prongs nice and tight, you may not need it. Right, so this one I need to set my prongs just a little bit better because it's a little bit loose, but how pretty is that, right? It's very, very pretty. And that one, you don't even have to have glue if you set it correctly, right? So nice. And then for just another option, I had this opal rainbow foil glass cabochon. So I had one more. I thought that color was so pretty, which again, this one could have gone into that, or I could have popped it into any of these other ring blanks. But it doesn't get any better than that when it comes to instant gratification jewelry. I'm a fan. A little bit of glue and you're done. How pretty is that? So nice. Don't mind the glue. Making everything stick to everything. So pretty. All right. All right. So that's what, another 4 projects plus the 2 rings plus the 2 bracelet options that I showed you at the beginning. Like, there's a lot of things, a lot of different things that you don't have to spend a whole lot of time on to put together, and you've got beautiful jewelry. So I'm going to move these to the side because I've got a couple of other options for you. All right, now since I have the glue out and we are talking about setting stones and things, I've got another little Rivoli for you. This one is a little aquamarine Rivoli. And did you know that on the website, not only are there ring blanks, but there are also pendants as well. So this is just one of a couple of different JBB, one of my very favorite companies. I love the stuff that we have that is from JBB on the artbeads.com website. Definitely check them out. They have some great stuff. So this is the antique silver plated brass abstract spiral square. And you can see it's got a little setting there. So maybe rings are not your thing. How about a pendant, right? You're just going to drop your glue and drop your bead or your Rivoli or your cabochon or whatever it is you want to set into that setting. And then add a jump ring and you're done. Let's do it. You want to? Let's do. I mean, we're here to, I'm not here just to talk about it. We're going to actually do it, because what's the point? I'm going to follow through with this. I have a beautiful chain that I can hang this from in the show. I've got a lot of different chains. So let's set this in there. All right, let's get messy. Might as well. So again, you're just going to set that glue or epoxy, whatever kind of adhesive you're going to use on that edge of that bezel. Okay. And then you're going to pop that Rivoli right down inside there, and you're just going to let that set. Let it set overnight. It's going to set. It'll be ready to go. We, however, don't have that kind of time. So we're going to move on to the next step, which is going to be adding a jump ring to this. All right, so I'm just going to add a jump ring. Before I close that jump ring, I'm going to put this onto a beautiful chain. So there's a ton of gorgeous chains available on the website. Any choice is a good choice. I've got a 16-inch sterling silver box chain. That's what I'm going to use. It already has everything you need on it. It's already got all the clasps and everything. Right? And remember, this is a gift. This is a beautiful piece of jewelry for your booth, for your website. So sterling silver chain, that's what we want, right? Jump ring. Add that to that beautiful chain that is already ready, and you've got a gorgeous piece of jewelry ready to go. Boom, done. Right? Instant gratification. And it's gorgeous. It's sterling silver. It's a beautiful crystal, a prestige crystal. Absolutely beautiful. Ooh, I like that. Wanda says put a cyan red Rivoli in there and it would be very Alice in Wonderland. I like it. Mary says, yeah, a gift for me. Right? That's what I'm saying. Gina's loving the pendant frame. Maggie says, OMG, that's gorgeous. I agree. I agree. It doesn't get easier than that. And you've got a gorgeous piece of jewelry. Like, we love beads. Let's not pretend like we don't. We love beads. We love the act of jewelry making, but sometimes we're feeling a little lazy, but we still need something beautiful, like a little bit of glue, a couple of jump rings. That's all. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to sit this one to the side. All right, now, couple of other things, a couple of other options for you. Now, these are as easy as it could possibly get, okay? Now, I'm thinking of the younger person in your life, maybe a teenager, maybe not a teenager, maybe somebody who's just really on trend and likes the simple things. Now, this is definitely a me kind of thing because I love chain. I'm all about chain. So check this out. I've got two different kinds of chain here, two different links. One is a big chunky one. The other one is a little bit smaller, so there's definitely a size for anybody. Both are sterling silver chains, and then check these clasps out. It's a lock. One for the bigger, one for the smaller, so depending on your kind of size, like I don't even have words because of how easy this is, right? Take the chain, pick out whatever size you need. Does not matter what size, however long you want your necklace to be, okay? You don't have to cut anything because you can order the chain to size, right? On the website. You're gonna take your little lock, you're gonna open it, you're gonna twist it just like that. You are going to hook it on the link. Well, maybe. Okay. There's one side. There's the other side. Close it. Your lock is the front. Your lock is the clasp. Your necklace is 100% done. If somebody gave me this, I would love them for ever and ever and ever. First of all, I love chain, so it's already hitting for me. The lock is so on trend. You guys know there is a very, very, very well-known jewelry company that is known for their color blue, and they do locks on chain, simple, just like that. No more fuss, no more nothing, and these sell for hundreds and thousands of dollars. This I was able to achieve in less than a minute from the Art Beats website. Sterling silver, both pieces, and I just put together a high-end piece of jewelry to give to somebody for the holidays or to give to myself. And it's going to last forever because it's sterling silver, right? It doesn't get easier than that. Here's the smaller one. So for those of you who don't like the heavy, thicker chain, this one is a little bit smaller, right? And the lock is a little bit smaller. Ooh, Shelly says the chain with the lock clasp would be a cute ankle bracelet. I love that idea. I love that. Now, I'm all about chain necklaces, so this is exactly the kind of gift I want to get. And it's so easy to use. Like the clasp is it's not hard to use. You don't add any beads. You don't add any hardware. It literally is just making sure that you get the right size of the chain and picking out the lock to go with it. They're so nice, right? You could probably get it engraved, says Debbie. You absolutely could because it's sterling silver. So if you wanted to, send this off and have it engraved with something, you 100% could do that. So pretty. Could shine this up with a little polishing cloth and nobody would know that you bought the pieces to make this off of the artbeads.com website. They would think you went to some bougie place downtown, jewelry store, you know, and dropped a fortune on it. And you can do the exact same thing yourself from the artbeads.com website, and it doesn't cost you an absolute fortune. So there you go. I love these. Love them, love them, love them. All right, moving on. Moving on. All right, it's keeping it simple as always. This is also another quick and simple one where we're literally just adding something to chain. Got two little chain options for you for this one that I wanted to show you because I thought these were really cool. And another cue. I know not everybody needs a cue, but I picked out a little cue. There are a ton of other options on the website, but if you need an initial for your piece of jewelry, I've got a little cue here, all those beautiful little sparkles attached to it. Okay, now I'm going to make another super simple Lazy Girl piece of jewelry in 2 steps. I took this out of the package. I'm going to add a jump ring. I'm going to add it to chain, but let me show you the chains because these are super cool. So one of my favorite kinds of chains is snake chain. And on the website, there are some really beautiful ones. Look at this one. Like, this is like nice, really good quality chain. So jump ring and a Q, jump ring and an A, jump ring and a B, jump ring and a whatever. Boom, done, right? High-end jewelry. But check out this other chain. So this one is 16 inches. It's a nice size chain for wearing up close, you know, like close to your neck, sort of like a choker, but not quite a choker. But let me show you this one. So if 16 inches is a little too short, or maybe you don't know what your customer or your loved one is going to want, this chain is adjustable. I thought this was so stinking cool. So let me show you how this one works. Let's put our charm on a jump ring real quick, and then I'll show you. When you do some digging on the website, there are some really awesome things, you guys. So if you've not spent some quality time on the Art Beads website, let this be your sign to go and do that, because otherwise I would have never found this cool chain. All right, so I added my charm and whoops. I'm gonna attach my clasp, okay, just like normal. But then when you have it on, right, so that's gorgeous. But when you have it on, if you want to shorten it up, you just pull it. Right on that, you just hold this little button down and you can shorten it up and make it a short chain. Or if you want to wear it long, right, you can undo it and wear it nice and long. I love that because it gives so much adjustability to your customers, to your loved ones. If you don't know for sure if, you know, your Aunt Marie that you're making your necklaces for, you don't know if she likes a short necklace or a long necklace, put her pendant on one of these and then you don't have to worry about it. She can make it whatever length she wants to. I don't have an Aunt Marie, but if I did, I would give her this pendant and this beautiful chain. Who is trying to get my attention? I see Patrick Mahomes in the right? See, Eric never learns. What is it? Somebody saying Q. Q doesn't work. It's the Patrick Mahomes. Okay, what are we doing here? Looks like let's get Sarah's attention. That's always fun. What am I missing here? I'm trying to scroll back. I can't tell. What is it that you need to know? How does the lock open? I'll show you again. Let's back up. Y'all are so funny. Michelle says, why Q, please? 'Cause that's my man. Because I have a Q in my life. Okay, so these are super easy. Look, it is literally just a pull. And it's spring loaded, so you just boop, and then you twist it, you know, to hook it to whatever you want to hook it to, and then you pull it, put it back in there just like that. Easy peasy. pumpkin squeezy, right? So easy to do. And you don't have to push it. You don't have to do it. Like it does it itself. So, and both of them are like that. It doesn't matter which size it is. So you just hold on to it and pull, and then you can twist it around to attach and then twist it back, and then it'll just kind of spring back into place. Y'all are so funny. Oh goodness. Oh, somebody, Nicole even said Zach Bagans. That's too funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Who is funny? You're all funny. You're all funny. I love you all so much. Always the best part of the show is getting my attention. I know I get in the zone and then I forget to look down at the comment section, and yeah, and then y'all start screaming out guys' names to try to get me to pay attention. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get back on track here. I only have a couple more things to show you, but anyway. So yeah, just one last look at this one. Now, just because I picked a Q doesn't mean you have to pick a Q. The point is, obviously, that there are a ton of charms, whether they are initials or anything else that you could possibly think of. They're available on the website. So you can pick out whatever personalized charm you want and add it to the gorgeous chain. And then you have the adjustability of this beautiful chain. Now the other one wasn't adjustable, but I thought it was just as pretty. So if you don't need the adjustability, just a gorgeous snake chain, it's so pretty. It feels really luxurious in your hands. So you know this is like really, really good quality. Of course, you can tell just by looking at it. I mean, that's really nice chain. So lots of really good gifting options on the website. Sometimes just a plain chain, you know what I mean? Or having a couple of plain chains on hand in your booth, and then a selection of different charms, and then you can let your customers kind of pick out what they want, you know? Give them a couple of chain options, give them a couple of charm options, and then you can put together a really quick custom piece for a customer. You can do the same thing with the rings as well, because if you had a handful of the Rivolis in a couple of different colors and some ring blanks, then they can pick out what they want and you can put it together for them on the spot. So just a couple of ideas for you. I know the holidays can be kind of stressful as a jewelry maker, so if you can make it as easy as possible for yourself, that's definitely a plus, right? Okay, so I've got a couple of other things to show you and then we will be done. So the next thing to show you is pretty straightforward too. This is just leather. I've got two different colors of leather here. These are 1.5 millimeter leather pieces in two different colors. There are a ton of different colors to choose from on the website, and a couple of different widths as well as this, you know, as the color choices. So if you need a thicker leather or a thinner leather, you can definitely pick that out. Now, what goes hand in hand with that is large hole beads, and there are a ton of large hole bead options on the website as well. I picked out a couple of these really beautiful antique silver beads, got some really beautiful detail work, and then I picked out some crystal beads that have a large hole, and thought that these would be really nice options for another quick and easy little bracelet or a necklace, right? So you just want to thread on your bead, couple of metal beads. Wanda says just leather. What does that even mean? I know, it's not just leather. All leather is good leather. Look how pretty. And we're just taking a couple of beads here. It doesn't have to be a whole big long design, right? A couple of beads on your leather, whatever leather color. I liked this color in particular, this kind of coppery looking leather. That was really pretty. Or you could put it on this darker color, and then you just want to put your end caps on this and call it done. So there's a little kit in the show that's got, again, another little findings kit for you where you can put your little ends on that are going to fit in that 1.5 millimeter leather. You can add a little bit of glue if you want to. You just squeeze this closed. Use your pliers, give that a squeeze. And that's nice and secure. You're just going to add your hardware to that and call that done. That's so pretty, right? It's simple, but it's beautiful. There is sparkle here. There is some gorgeous metal going on, and you've got instant gratification jewelry. This could be a necklace. This could be a bracelet. It could be an ankle bracelet. Could literally be anything, right? You could hang charms from this if you wanted to, or you could just leave it like it is. So pretty and lazy. Lazy. But we like it, right? We like it. We like the lazy girl. All right. I got one more little lazy girl thing to show you guys. At this point, I have no idea how much jewelry we've even made. I've lost count. But I want to show you one last really pretty thing. Now, this one takes more effort than anything else in the show, but not by much. So check these out. There are a couple of different ones of these on the website to choose from, but I picked my two favorites. These are Prestige rocks tubes, fine rocks tubes. This one is Crystal Moonlight. Is that not gorgeous? This looks like high-end jewelry. I'm just amazed at the choices on the website. All right, and this one is Paradise Shine. Look how beautiful. All right, now they do have quite a small hole on them, so you're kind of limited in your stringing abilities. Now, if you want to string this onto bead stringing wire with other beads, right, you definitely could. Now, keeping in mind the two wonderful bead mixes that I talked about at the beginning of the show, the designer blends, there was the Dangerous Mermaids and the French Quarter Nights. I think these would look really beautiful on some bead stringing wire with those beads on either side. So if you wanted to take this one step further than lazy girl jewelry, you could do that. However, if we want to keep it as easy and lazy girl jewelry as possible, we're going to pop these onto eye pins. So I'm going to take one of these, I'm going to thread it onto an eye pin just like that, and then I'm going to do a simple loop on the other side. Okay, I'm going to come in with my cutter, I'm going to trim. Leaving myself about 1/4 of an inch of wire. Then I'm going to use my round nose pliers. And roll back, right? So I've got a loop on both sides. You can do the same with the other one. You can use them both. You can use just one. All right, then I've grabbed some chain. And this is one of the top sellers for chains on the website, guys. This one is one that everybody tends to gravitate towards because of the size. It's a really good universal chain. And I'm going to just take a length of this, right? We'll use all of it. We might as well. We'll make a really long necklace here because I don't want to cut any of this, right? But I'm going to open up my loop and I'm going to thread on the chain on one side, right? I'm going to put my hardware on the back, whatever I need to do, and then I'm going to put the other chain on the other side. And then you're done. You've got a really beautiful piece of jewelry that looks like a high-end piece. Just like everything in today's show, right? I mean, when it comes to gift giving, I like to give things that look like they cost an absolute fortune, even though I know that they didn't, right? And the Art Beads website has tons of options for doing just that, right? I'm investing a little bit of money here, but I'm going to get the return back on this because people are going to look at this and they're going to say, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. I want one, or I need 6 for my bridal party. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what's going to happen. These little instant gratification jewelry pieces can be the stepping stones to a wonderful holiday season, a successful holiday season for your booth, for your website, for your gift giving just personally. Like, you never know what's going to come from these little instant gratification pieces, because these are the pieces that people come back for. These are the pieces that when people have them made, you know, they get them from you, then they trust you for their big, huge statement pieces, right? They come to you for the pieces that they're going to wear to their wedding, or, you know, they need a rosary for a loved one or whatever. They're going to come to you because they're going to remember the quality and all of the beautiful things that you had to offer. And you didn't spend any time putting them together. Just saying. Ooh, yeah, you definitely can hang these the other direction. So if you wanted to put that onto a head pin and pop a jump ring on it, and ooh, let's do that real quick. Because I do have this snake chain right here that doesn't have anything on it. Let's put it onto a head pin. I don't think I have any head pins listed in the show, but you guys know you can get head pins on the website, right? Let's do that real quick. All right, coming in with my cutter. All right. Round nose pliers. Oh, my loops today are just not super great. That's okay. I forgive me. I forgive me. Now, honestly, yeah, let's just do that. Let's just put this directly on. Now, I could use a jump ring as my go-between, but honestly, I don't even need it. Whoopsie. Oh no, it looks like the head pin that I used was too little for that, but you get the idea. You might need a little bead stopper on the bottom. Look how pretty. Oh, I love that. That's magical. That is like, I don't know. I'm thinking that Dangerous Mermaids designer blend with this would be incredible. So there you go, guys. All right, I'm going to turn you guys around. We're going to do a quick run through of a couple of things that I can show you on the bust. The rest of it, you guys, I hope that I have inspired you today. It's never too early. It's never too early to be thinking about the holidays. I know some of you want to put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off. I'm one of those people. But the truth is that we can't avoid it forever. And if we have options and we have choices and we have some simple ideas that we can go to and just grab what we need on the Art Beads website, it's going to make our lives a whole lot easier when we get down to the wire, when it comes time for all of the chaos, right? So here's this one. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. So pretty. And then the chain ones that we put the clasp on. Y'all are going to be seeing me wear this one in the very near future. I love everything about that. Love it. All right, guys, that's about it for me. Thank you so much for joining me and letting me be a part of your Friday afternoon and a part of your beady journey. As always, I appreciate you and I love you, and I hope that I've inspired you, and I hope that I have helped make your life a little bit easier when we get into the chaos of the holidays. or honestly any gift giving time, because people need gifts all year. So if you need a quick one, I hopefully have you covered and have given you some options here for things that are going to work. Also be sure that you're checking out the website, because again, there's tons of charms, there's tons of rivolis in different colors, there's beautiful designer blends in lots of different colors, and every kind of check glass bead you could ever want ever on the website. So hopefully here at artbeads.com we're taking care of you and making sure that you don't have to look any further when it comes to getting ready for your big events for the holidays and for your gift giving. So all right, guys, somebody in the comment section said cookie. I'm going to go eat a cookie because I've had that kind of day and I deserve a cookie. So I declare that you deserve a cookie as well. Let's go have cookies together. Guys, have an amazing rest of your afternoon. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to set your reminders. Next week, same time, same place, I'll have another fun project for you guys. Don't forget to check out all of the other amazing designers here at artbeads.com. And I will